I'm very pleased to be amongst so many people I can respect. I don't think I have ever been...
Assange is an ideal media figure. He's been portrayed as the Lone Ranger of the information age.
Who to?
Arnie.
You are the only one which is sounding like a pure angel.
Me?
Yes.
A pure angel?
Yeah,
That's just the hair.
Praise and prizes have been poured over Wikileaks. Time magazine has included Assange on a shortlist for the world's most influential man.
You should remember Solzhenitsyn's words that in the right moment, one word of truth outweighs the world.
But all is not quiet on the Wikileaks front. Assange is aware that the Iraqi material that's shortly to be released will generate even more anger. In August, he travels to Sweden. He applies for a residence permit to obtain the protection of the world's most extensive freedom of the press law.
Kväll, efter dagar av spekulationer så kan Rapport nu avslöja att Piratpartiet tar över ansvaret för säkerhet och drift av sajten Wikileaks dataservrar.
Does this mean that Wikileaks is becoming even more Swedish?
I hope so.
To start with, everything goes well. Julian Assange is welcomed with open arms. He's invited to major political and trade union venues. And there are calls that he should be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Julian Assange gör en blixtvisit i Stockholm och när svenska medier får höra om besöket börjar telefonerna gå varma. Ingen vill missa mannen bakom sidan som gjort fler avslöjanden under sin 3-åriga livstid än vad många nyhetsredaktioner tillsammans lyckats med under årtionden.
A couple of days later, the picture changes dramatically.
Åklagare har nu beslutat att inleda en förundersökning mot Wikileaks-grundaren Julian Assange.
Wikileaks grundare Julian Assange förhördes igår kväll.
Swedish authorities have issued an arrest warrant for Wikileaks founder Julian Assange. He's accused of rape and molestation.
On the 20th of August, Assange is accused of rape. The alleged crime is immediately leaked to the world press. Behind the accusation are 2 women who had casual relationships with Assange. The women don't make any public statements, but the important evening paper Aftonbladet publishes an anonymous interview with one of them, which states that what started as voluntary sex subsequently became what she described as abusive. But she's not afraid of him, and he's not violent.
All right, Julian Assange, the Wikileaks founder and the target of the rape allegations, joins me now on the line. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Assange. What do you think about this?
Clearly it is a smear campaign of some kind.
Well, I came to Sweden as a refugee publisher involved with a extraordinary publishing fight with the Pentagon where our people were being detained with an attempt to prosecute me for espionage. So I'm unhappy and disappointed with how the Swedish justice system has been abused.
Assange says he never forced anyone to have sex and that the judicial system has been misused. He implies that he's a victim of personal revenge and US pressure.
That troubled a lot of us that had worked with the organization, the way this case was mixed with Wikileaks. The way, of course, there must have been a party at the American embassy in Sweden when they read these news. It's like, yes, we don't have to do anything except just to pass this on.
But whatever the truth is, a shadow has now been cast not only on his but also Wikileaks' name. The rape allegations lead to a storm of protests from Wikileaks.
Wikileaks has become the sensation because the 2 last big scoops, and the only scoops that have been actually played into the hands of the mainstream media, are sort of Wikileaks versus the US or Julian Assange versus the Pentagon. This is not what Wikileaks is about. It is a site that focuses on all sorts of leaks from all over the world.
It has weakened the organization. That is my perception. Too much focused on one person, and one person is always much weaker than an organization.
The difference of opinion began when Assange decided to put all of WikiLeaks' resources into the giant American disclosures, and it's now grown into a serious source of discontent regarding how the organization should be run.
I think the wisest thing to do would have been to do this slowly, step by step, to grow the project. That did not happen. What happened was to pick out the biggest releases, to release these, to put all effort, all resources, everything we had into producing these releases.
Other voices join in the criticism, some through anonymous media interviews, and now it's Assange's turn to look for leaks. This is an extract from a chat between Domscheit Berry and Assange.
If you preach transparency to everyone else, you have to be transparent yourself. You have to fulfill the same standards that you expect from others. And I think that's where we've not been heading into the same direction philosophically anymore.
The argument ends with Daniel and several others quitting WikiLeaks.
Eventually this ended with me arguing with Julian about basically his dictatorial behavior, which ended in Julian saying to me that if I had a problem with him, I could just piss off, I quote.
Those who quit the organization build up their own site on the quiet, OpenLeaks, to be run without an authoritarian editor and serve purely as an online distribution service, helping people deliver material anonymously to the media.
OpenLeaks is a technology project that is aiming to be a service provider for third parties that want to be able to accept material from anonymous sources.
Well, I'm inclined not to talk too much about the few people that have decided that their interests are not with the WikiLeaks anymore. What I hear is that some of the people are, contemplating to open up their own website with the same ideal as WikiLeaks, and I think that's an excellent idea, and I wish them well. I think it's the more the better.
WikiLeaks